Tonight, Alex Jones talks with Black Panther veteran Larry Pinkney about the Trojan horse that is Barack Obama. Then, Treasury Department investigators say the IRS is helping illegal immigrants defraud the government out of billions of dollars. Plus, a woman who was a victim of a brutal rape undergoes a horrific experience at the hands of the TSA. And how to survive a theater-style shooting. Lock and load. That's coming up next on the Infowars Nightly News.
First story tonight is, well, something that we dropped the ball on, or I dropped the ball on. The last 3 years, I've talked to 2 different whistleblowers here at the main IRS command center nationwide. It's based in Austin, Texas, for whatever reason. And that's where this national story is now broken in the Associated Press. Last week, I mentioned on air we had several IRS whistleblowers and a big article about to come out. It's just they gave me so much information that I don't know where to start. But now it's in the Associated Press. It's everywhere because the Drudge Report put it out a few days ago, so they're forced to report on it. And we now have this inspector of the Treasury coming out and saying, oh, yes, some of the people at the IRS, the Treasury commands, so it's kind of like Obama acting like he didn't know about Fast and Furious. It's like the Don going after some of his capos and telling him not to follow his orders anymore once they get caught. They are saying that the IRS was giving fake tax ID numbers, which they could then use with Social Security numbers they'd stolen, even if they didn't match, to, in some cases, get hundreds of millions of dollars per home. In fact, they were saying 10 addresses had 59,000 plus tax returns, tax refunds sent to it. Now, here's the rest of the story you're not getting out of this and that we're going to be breaking very, very soon. And believe me, this is dangerous info. Foreign governments, the Russians, the Chinese, at least that's what the top IRS people here in town are telling me. Well, let's just say high level. Don't want to give away too much. They are being told that foreign governments have gotten all these Social Security numbers that Bank of America has released, the Texas Comptroller, so much of this is happening in Texas, and that the illegals somehow get these and the foreign governments get them with the tax ID numbers the IRS will give anybody. And then they merge those and are able to get even more money in refunds and tax credits for children and things like that that don't exist. And that once it's discovered that the identity's been stolen of U.S. citizens, the IRS freezes their accounts and things, in many cases takes their money. You heard me right. Takes the money of U.S. citizens out of their bank accounts, acting like they did it. And it's the IRS who's been ordered to give the illegal aliens and others unlimited fake tax ID numbers, which then allow them to use other fake Social Security numbers. But the other big news is there's a mutiny rebellion at the IRS. I mean, there's like giant complexes all over Austin. Just I don't want to say a few hundred yards, give away our location or anything, but very, very close to us is one of the main IRS locations. And they're just freaking out because the other big issue is they say over 70% of the new tax money and the audits they're doing are of retirees because they've retroactively changed the regulations to where now they're trying to say most of the retiree savings that are after tax money to begin with, 401ks, things like that, they're grabbing that. But a decade later, they're saying, well, you used a few $100,000 out of your retirement, and we're now saying penalties and interest. You owe us $1 million bucks, so we're taking your $300,000 house. So this is such a big story. And I've had these IRS folks for, well, one of them 3 years, one of them a lot less than that. Give me info, but it's always, hey, we're not going to violate the whistleblower stuff. Even, you know, they'll come after us, but look into this. Well, look into that. Well, here's an example. There are houses in Austin getting $500,000 a year. The news, Accounting Digest said it was 80-something million at one house. But the point is that this was going on. And then they would give me, you know, all these examples that they were breaking down. But the big thing is the IRS is finally finding a conscience. It's like, I'll barbecue small children, but I won't fillet them while they're live. We humanely beat them on the head first with a hammer before we, you know, barbecue them. And they're taking old ladies' houses, you name it. I mean, they're grabbing diamond rings off people's fingers. And do you know where this goes? It goes to the offshore banks mainly, or all the people who've lost their jobs that are now going on welfare. And we've got a report here, over 100 million now on welfare in this country of 310 mil. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. IRS missing billions in ID theft. Okay, here's the next report, American Dream. Michael Schneider reports, and he's got all the sources linked here. Over 100 million Americans are on welfare, $71.8 billion on food stamps alone. That's 46.4 million monthly getting that. And you add in all the other programs on Medicaid rolls, 16 million, and you add the rest of them up. It's over 100 million. We've got the little pie chart there for you. So from land of the free, home of the brave, to land of the dependent. And all of this is done by the offshore banks, where they give you a small portion of the chicken feed just so they've got a group that'll burn cities if they don't get given all of what they want. Okay, let's now move along from that spectacle of disenfranchisement. Of course, the illegal aliens are pretty big. I got to hand it to the illegal aliens. They're driving around in nicer cars than I am. They're living in nice houses. They don't follow any of the rules. They get DWI. The judge gives them a $10 fine. I've talked to prosecutors in town that have come to my office but are too scared to come on the air, assistant prosecutors. But it's all over the country. It's come out in the news, $10, $50 fines. They just make up whatever name they want. They do whatever they want, and the globalists work with them. American citizens are known as, one word, chumps. Well, two words, suckers. Well, schmucks, idiots, marks, the right whale, people to be abused, wimps, idiots, morons.